Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to write few simple JavaScript functions and how to test them without using a browser. So when it comes to JavaScript, from the past that we have learned it as a browser based language, but today with the lots of technology enhancements, that JavaScript has the capability of work as a server-side language as well. So we can use server resources and connect to databases and a lot of fun stuff with JavaScript, and it's basically used in full stack development, front end, middleware, and the back end. Right, let's start by giving a name to my JavaScript file. I will give it a name like simple functions.js. Let's get started by writing few simple methods. I'll open the file with VS Code. I have Visual Studio Code installed in my computer. I close all other steps. Alright, simple functions.js. Let's start from a very simple function, and it can be test, and it just gives a simple output like console.log, and I will say test me. Test me, yeah, something like that. Alright, so this is a function to test our very first program, and in the few minutes time I will also show you how to test another JavaScript function, which is a common something which we use in a common, like array sorting. Say we'll give a name, sort array, and yeah. So let's, after we define this file, let's see how do we test this one without using browser. Alright, so we need to set up environment first. If the JavaScript need to be run in the server, it needs some environment resources to run it as, because JavaScript runs in the used to run in the browser engine. So we have a technology today called nodejs, which use the Chrome V8 engine as a portable version in the computer, and then it runs on top of that. So let's go and download nodejs. It's simple as just go to the browser and download nodejs. Yeah. So in the website you can see there are 3 types of installers. Since I have Windows, I'm go with the Windows installer. Right, let's click that and download that, and you can then install nodejs in your computer. Yep. Okay. Once you downloaded that, then you can open it up and then install. Just follow the wizard and it will install as a normal installer. Alright, so once you get done that one, then the next step is to check. You can see my nodejs install is running, and you just need to click next, and then you can install that. I have already installed nodejs in my computer, so I am not going to continue that. And the next step, the second step, will be to test if the nodejs is correctly installed in a computer. How do you do that? Is just open a command prompt and then just type node space -v, and it should give you a version of nodejs that is installed in a computer. Simple as this. And then you have set up your environment, and it's just run your JavaScript code by using some simple node commands. Let me show you how. Just open this file. So I have already opened it in VS Code. I'm going to show you the JavaScript. The first function that we wrote, the test, I'm going to call it here in the file, and it will give us a output test me. How do I'm going to run this when using command prompt? It's very simple. Just type a node. It's a command for the nodejs and space, and then you I first need to run go to the directory. Let me copy that and change the directory to where my files stays in. Okay, sorry. And then yeah, there you go. So I'm in the correct directory right now, and then I just type node and simple functions.js. Yep, there you go. So you can see a output as test me. And how cool this one is, if you want to test simple JavaScript syntax, and if you want to check simple JavaScript theories, you can extend these functions as you wish. Say for example, JavaScript has immediately invoked function expression, IIFE. IIFE, immediately invoked function expressions, that we call as self-invoked functions. So you can turn this back as a immediately invoked function expression, just like this. Just add parentheses after the method, and then you don't need to give a name for that, and this one will still display this output. Let me show you how. I will just type node space functions.js. Yeah, there you go, test me. So I did not call this function in my file, but it still shows me an output because it's an self-invoked function. Alright, let's go for something complex. Let's do a array sorting with JavaScript. It's very simple. So I'm gonna define my array. So let is a newest scoping keyword for JavaScript variables, that when you define a variable with let, that means let, that means it's scoped inside this method. So I'm going to give a name for my array and use few numbers, say random numbers 3, 5, 1, 4, 6, 0 and 10. So I have about why this one? Okay, I think it should be like this. Sorry, it's JavaScript. We don't need to define a square brackets just like it, because I used to do C# as well, so sometimes I get confused with the syntax. Okay, array sorting is simple as you need to iterate through this array a few number of times. Like once you iterate through array, you compare first two, and then you compare these two, and then you compare these two, and then you compare these two. And the logic should be, once you compare, if this one is greater than a first one, the other number, then you can swap that. It depends on if you want to sort in descending and ascending. You can compare if this one is greater or this one is less than the previous number, depending on how you gonna sort this. So I'm gonna sort this as a to the ascending order, and then I need to, if this one is less than this one, then I need to get the second value, second element of the array, swap it as the first element. So let's write a simple loop for that. And the one thing I missed, so we need two loops, because we need to while iterating and comparing, we need to do it n number of times. N means 1, 2, 3, 4. In this case, we need to compare 4 times. We need to go through So let's start by writing a simple loop. This is my first loop. I actually need two loops here. I forgot to mention that. While you are iterating, you need one loop to iterate through array, and then you need to iterate n number of times. N means how many times? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 4 means the length of the array minus 1 times. So that's the basic sorting logic, how it works. And I need another array. Let me fill up this array first. Let I equals 0, and then I less than arr dot length, and then I plus plus. This is my first version of okay, this should be I, first version of array, and then the second array, that is the inner, sorry, second loop, that's the inner loop. And I'm going to give a different value for this to represent the increment, and here in this case I give the length minus 1. Alright, so this is how we iterate and compare to array. And now the real logic is, if you find two consecutive numbers and compare them and then swap accordingly, say swap. Alright, so let me compare these two values. K, if the k plus 1 is greater than arr k, means the second value is greater than the first value, then we're gonna swap that. How do we swap? Is using a temp variable. Let me give a name, let t, and I keep the second value, store it in a temp, and then I assign second value a value of the first value like this, and then as a final step, okay, as a final step, arr k, we already assigned temp as a second value, and then we get it back and assign to the first value. So this is how the basic swap works. And your array sorting function, the simple function, already completed. Now it's up to you to display that. I will display it right here by just writing a simple loop. I will copy one of these loops. Let me take this, and yeah, right. Okay, so console.log, and I will give arr I, the value of array. Let's see how it works. Before do that, let's convert this back to immediately invoked function expression by adding two parentheses. This one you don't need, and this, oops, this should be a bracket. Yep. So that's basically how it works, and let's see if our function works. You have a array with random integers, and let's see how you're going to display that with the sorted order. I'm going to write node simple functions.js. There you go. Oops, ascending order because it is a descending order, because I think I did a mistake here. Yeah, this is actually swap in the other way around, ascending order. Okay, so based on that, if you just convert that back to the other way around, then you get a result, because in the previous case we actually check if the consecutive, the next number is greater than the first one, and then we do the swapping. and then if you convert that, turn it back to the other way around, then you will get the ascending order. Node simple functions .js. Yep, you can see the ascending order sorted array. All good. And you learn two concepts like IIFE and how to test JavaScript simple functions. The idea behind this video tutorial is to show you how you do these fun stuff and learn JavaScript concepts and theories at your home without using browser. It's pretty easy to practice, and your concepts that you learn and read on the documentations, find in the internet, and then if you want to practice them back, and this is the easiest way to do that. Let's take another example. I will get there's a strange behavior of JavaScript with how it behaves with strings. Because JavaScript has no types like the other language like C# or Java. They have integers, strings, boolean, but in JavaScript it all there is no type, so we can just add anything, assign anything to the variable defined in the code. So let's see, let A how this works. 1 plus 3 plus, I can even give a string s to that. Let's see, 8, but this one is a character, and the first two is a pure integers, pure numbers, but the third part is a character. So let's see how it works and how the JavaScript behave in this case. Okay, and let's see by writing your there you go. So you can see the 48 is a result, and let's see how this 48 calculated and created using JavaScript. It's very strange. 48, because it actually consider first two integers, first two numbers as integers, and then since the third one is the string, it concat the 8 just like the normal string concatenation. And the interesting part is, if you define a string, say another variable, let b equals 8 plus 1 plus 3. Okay, can you guess the result? Okay, let me show you the result. It's very strange and very interesting and very fun. Yep, there you go. So result is 813. How this 813 came? Let me show you how. 813, because since the string part now at the in front of the everything is since it's a first precedence, then actually it considers the whole thing as a string, just the 813, no calculation here. So these are something like, I mean, there are lots of fun various things, various behaviors in JavaScript that someone need to follow when you want to learn the fundamentals in JavaScript before you start the complex things like mean stack development or full stack JavaScript or any other library. It's better to practice the fundamentals. So I just want to show you how do you do that at home when you're free time. Alright, then that's the end of this video, and we'll meet in another video in some time later. See you.